All right, now we turn to the other big story of the day. That's the harmonized sales tax. Turns out that if the HST is not killed in the upcoming referendum, it'll at least be cut. The Christy Clark government promises to lower the HST by 2 points if it passes, and it will also mail out what it's calling transition checks to many BC families and seniors.
Hello, everyone.
Almost 2 years after it first introduced the HST, the BC Liberal government summoned reporters in Victoria to hear its final plan to fix the tax that has become so unpopular.
Today I'm going to provide you with details of what we believe are bold, responsive, fair and balanced changes to the HST.
The Fix-It plan is multifold and expensive. It includes issuing families a check for $175 for every child under the age of 18. Low to middle income seniors will also get those $175 checks, while the government has pledged to reduce the HST to 10% by 2014, down from the current 12%. And to help pay for that, corporate income tax rates will jump 2 points to 12%. Yes, the BC Liberals want to raise corporate taxes.
So the same time that we are increasing the general corporate tax rate by 2 points, the federal government will be dropping the federal portion of the general corporate tax rate by 1.5 points. So it will wash out as a net half-point increase in the general corporate tax rate for BC businesses.
The HST has bedeviled the government for months now, and the NDP has dined out on the issue as well. Today, the NDP insisted no one believes the government when it comes to the HST, but for the first time, the Liberals had something to fight back with.
The government is trying to convince the public that a bad tax is good for them using the public's own money. When will he stop playing games with the referendum?
And the approach that the NDP want to do and will be campaigning on is going back to a 12% PST plus GST with no rebates for children, Mr. Speaker, and only a $75 PST rebate for adults.
Premier Clark said in March that she's against buying people's vote with their own money. Now today, of course, the government announces the fix to the HST. And so with the fix today, the Premier is trying to buy people's votes.
I will put this Premier's record and this commitment to march down that rate to 10% up against the NDP plan to campaign for a 12% GST plus PST with an 80% increase in the small business tax rate, a 20% increase in the general corporate tax rate any day of the week, Mr. Speaker.
We'll know in late summer, after the referendum votes are counted, whether this HST fix will actually be accepted by enough voters to make it stick around.
And what does the business community think of the proposed HST changes? For the restaurant and food service industry, the changes are a disappointment. Restaurant owners want nothing short of a complete exemption from the tax. But many other businesses which benefit from the HST are hoping the changes are enough to convince you to keep it around.
They said the HST was revenue neutral. Now they're taking $800 million.
As those ads urging you to vote against the HST start hitting the airwaves, today's announcement is being praised by business and tax watchdogs, but trashed by the campaign to get rid of the HST.
The announcement made today is voodoo economics. It's immoral, it's unethical, and it's illegal. They can't bribe people with their own money just before a vote. That's illegal.
The HST is good for BC.
And those behind the ads urging you to vote for the HST believe today's announcement, while still not good for some businesses like restaurants, is being welcomed as the adjustment needed to swing public opinion their way.
From a business standpoint, the great impact of the HST was that the structure of the tax is so much better than the PST. So that's still there. Everything that was great about the HST for me as a small business owner is still there. What's changed is the impact on families, and I think that's a great move.
This is a huge switch. This had 20% hike in corporate taxes. People don't get this, you know. The corporate sector is going to bleed over this, and she's going to take that money. She's giving $200 million to people this year, $175 per child. Low-income seniors also get $175, and she's going to bang the provincial portion of the HST down from 12 to 10%, like Harper did, right? Same idea, 2-point cut over a couple of years. makes sense to us.
The Canadian Taxpayers Federation is also giving Van der Zalm a pat on the back for effecting these changes. But the former premier won't be satisfied, he says, until the HST disappears completely.
It is an admission that the HST doesn't work. They're admitting that obviously people can't afford it. They're being overcharged. They're admitting that it's a tax grab. They're admitting that it's not creating jobs. They're admitting that prices aren't coming down. They're admitting that it's not helping economically. There's no economic growth from it. They're admitting all of that. All they need to do now is to get rid of the tax completely.
But will the HST get voted down now? A poll last week showed the pro-HST side gaining momentum with 36% support. A year ago, they had virtually no public support.